So I figured I'd shoot a video on this. I don't think I did shoot a video on it yet, but I have to check. And if I did do it twice, I'll put it on one of my other channels just to separate it. But I figured I'd do a video on my Romano beans. Now, what you're looking at here is a couple of plants. They're all the way back there. They're growing all the way up here. They're growing all the way through here. And they're absolutely delicious. I eat these things every morning when I come in here. Actually, every time. I could eat these things all day long. It's constantly throwing out new bean pods. Like, this is perfect picking size for me. Once they start getting a little big like that, they're starting to get tough. Like, this is already past its prime. Plus, it didn't form that good over here. But this one's starting to get close to prime. This one has to be picked. I'll do a taste test in a minute. I just want to show you something. But you could see, I mean, this is all bean vine here, probably loaded with pods on the inside of it. And it goes through my greenhouse, went up past the crack over there, went through. It's on my roof of my greenhouse. It's got pods hanging. I don't know if you can see that. It's got pods hanging off my gutters. It's growing this way. Now it's growing that way. I mean, these vines are incredibly aggressive. When I first grew it, they weren't that aggressive. But after about 3 or 4 years, these are all volunteers, by the way. I don't plant these. I let these ripen up on the thing. Whatever pods, whatever beans are left, I let them fall. And they just start growing. I pulled a lot of them out, actually, too, because they were right in my way. But they came into this side of the greenhouse, you could see. And they're growing on the roof of my greenhouse. Let's take a look. I got a little hole, a vent up there. They went through the vent, and they're growing right out of the top of my greenhouse. Look at them. Look at that over there. They're all growing out of the top of my greenhouse. Going there. It's alright, I don't care. Well, they're healthy, I mean. They're doing good, and they're making beans, I don't care. But they are really, really growing vigorously. And so I figured I'd pick one for you and eat it for you on camera. This one's a little bigger than I kind of normally like it. They're not, the beans in it, it's not really developing. So I like them, like I said, more or less like, where is it? I like them more or less when they're about this size. That's perfect for me. Right there. But we'll eat that one. And we'll give that one a bite, and I'll kind of try to describe it. And I eat these every day, so it's excellent. This is like the best green ever. They say it's not good to eat too many legumes, but I eat them. I eat them all the time. I don't get any effect or anything from them, but it's so mild in flavor. They're so nice. If you've never grown these Romano Pole Beans, they're incredibly excellent. And the soil that they're growing in is not exactly good soil. It's just dirt with wood chips on top of it, and they're growing like absolutely crazy. It's unbelievable. Flavor-wise, it's very watery. They're very crispy and chewy. They snap, they chew up very nicely. No strings, no uncomfortable, nothing weird taste-wise, no overtones or undertones. Very neutral in flavor, nice and watery, very crispy. It actually has a little bit of a sweet taste, very slightly. And it's got sort of a green bean type flavor to it, but very mild, very, very mild. Let me tell you, that is the best. If all I had to grow, if I only had one thing to grow, and I had a choice out of all my vegetables, this would probably be it. It's extremely productive. It's very fulfilling. It grows so easily. There's not many insects coming to attack it. Yeah, might get a little bug hole here and there, but it produces so many pods, you don't care. The bugs can't even outcompete this thing. It's just incredible. These vines are an unbelievable producer. I mean, look. See that? This is perfect right here. This is the size I like them when they're still kind of thin. It's not one of those type of vegetables you eat where like parts of it, skin or something, might get stuck on your tongue, and when you're talking to somebody, you're spitting it out of your mouth. It's not like that. It chews up nicely, and you can swallow it easily. Let me show you the ones that I tried to plant out here, and they didn't do too good. They got chewed down by the rabbits first. The rabbits got them, and then the deer got them, and they still managed to come back. But let's take a look. So here they are. It didn't really produce that many beans. Like I said, it got chewed down hard. Plus there's these weeds growing here. I should pull all the weeds out. There's smaller pods on these, but I wanted to have first I planted them here, and then the squirrels dug out half of the beans. Now, I planted a lot of beans in there. These were all leftover pods from last year, so I planted them all out here. A lot of them. There were probably 100 beans planted in a row here, from that pole to that pole. Boom. Half of them got dug up by the squirrels and chipmunks. These are the only ones that survived, and even the ones that survived got chewed down by the deer and the rabbits. They chewed those down, and even with all of that devastation that happened, they still managed to grow and come up a little bit. Almost like a field bean or a field pea. They didn't really grow too good this year. But the good thing is if I replace that soil and I cage it off and they get a good start, they're going to be impervious to deer. Even the deer, it can only eat so much of it, and the plant will be too big for the rabbits to eat because they're not going to chew on the big stem part. They like the fresh young foliage. So next year we'll replace some of the soil and whatnot. And all right, so anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to show you my Romano beans and how good they are. If you've never grown Romano beans before, this is definitely a winner as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I like growing bush beans, but these pole beans, especially these Romano beans, as you can see, they're growing all the way over. Look at this. They're growing everywhere. They're just literally taking over like an infestation. I mean, look at that. They're growing everywhere. And this is, like I said, there's only a couple of plants. This one here that's coming up here, I think there's only one plant. That one that's growing up that pole. The best you can grow. If you give it good soil and you cover it with a good mulch, and you're going to get a lot of beans out of it. I mean, you could see the size of these leaves to my hand. I mean, these leaves are as big as my hand. Look at this. Looks like an elephant, doesn't it? Look at that. Doesn't it look like an elephant's head with its ears? These leaves are absolutely enormous. I mean, they're a very healthy plant. And like I said, these are volunteers that came up, that are just growing in the wood chips and came up on their own, and they're growing like crazy in here. So give them a go. Romano beans. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.